Hey, it's Dusty Slay.
Hey, Dusty, how we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, just dealing with the weird Iowa weather and that sort of thing. So
I do know.
I heard you guys got snow and whatnot down in down south. Is that weird?
Well, it's not weird. We do get snow in Nashville a bit, but it's lasted a bit longer than it normally does, and everybody's looking. They're using that as a way to get out of work. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, I try to get a new door on my house," and they're like, "Oh, it's just too much snow out there. Our truck got stuck." And they have a truck. It's a Toyota Tundra.
Yeah.
Sitting on my road. I took a picture. All the ice is melted away from the truck. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. The mail truck just got through here. I mean,
and you're a well-traveled guy. You've been around. How much snow does it legitimately take to shut down Nashville? Like, is it like a couple inches? Is it?
I've always defended the South and Nashville on this point, but this last little bit of snow that came through seemed to like really shut down everything to a point where it's like I get it. The thing is we don't have all the salt trucks, we don't have all the snow plows, but
Yeah.
Nashville's made a ton of money. People have been moving here like crazy. The bar scene is busy. It's like maybe buy a couple,
Buy one.
buy
and
a
just
couple of
have it.
snow plows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rent them out on the weekends for something else. We had about 22 inches in about two different storms in 1 week up here a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago actually. So, and I'm sure everybody wants to hear us talking about the weather, so we should probably dive into it. Dusty Slay on the line with me right now. New Netflix special out, Workin Man. It looks good. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I watched the trailer and I like everything I've seen so far.
Well, the special itself is better than the trailer. I'll tell you that. And no offense to the person that made the trailer, they did a very good job. But they really tried to spice it up. They threw in some rock music in there and really jammed it up. But my kind of comedy, I don't feel like it's a rock music kind of comedy. Meaning, if you're gonna try to match my style, maybe you need a cello or the piano in there. That's I'm a dry comedy kind of guy. So when you throw on my dry jokes and then it hits with some rock music, you're like, I didn't really see that joke as a real rock music joke. But the special is very good, and it looks good. It sounds good. I'm very proud of the joke. I think you'll love it when you finally get to watch it.
Where did you record this one?
I did it at the Bijou Theater in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Now, when you're getting set up to do something like what's the process like for this? How much lead time do you have before we record this hour-long special for Netflix?
I think it varies. For me, when I recorded my special, I didn't know that it would be a Netflix special.
Okay.
I just kind of like, well, I'm going to record something because I feel good about my jokes, and whether anybody wants to buy it or not, I'm ready for people to see it online.
Really?
Yeah, so I paid for people to film this, and if nobody wanted to buy it, I was just going to put it on YouTube. And then Netflix, I wasn't in the room when it was pitched to them, but I imagine Netflix said something like, this is one of the best specials we've ever seen, and we got to have this. But nevertheless, they bought it, and it ended up on there. So I filmed this in May, and then I found out, around October, November that they were going to put it on Netflix, but I didn't have an actual date. But from the moment I filmed it, I started working on my next hour. And so it came out last week, and I have a whole new hour that so if people watch this special and then want to come see me, they can get a whole new hour.
Well, that's very cool. It's always interesting how this world works. It's you're never really off, right? You're never really on vacation with this stuff. It's always working on the next thing, kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did take a little time off, but that was mainly because I had a son born around the same time, so I took time off for that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I did, yeah. And but there is no, what's that? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, how old's the kid?
Well, I have a daughter that's 2.5 years old and a son that's about 7 months old now.
Oh, wow. Kid sleeping through the night yet?
Yeah, actually finally just started. It's getting real good around here. A little sad, too, though, because our kids are growing up. But also nice because we're able to sleep.
Have you had to deal with sleep regression or anything like that? That was the one that shocked us with the little one. He slept all the way through the night, was, fine, throw him in the crib, he's cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, I want to hang out with you guys more.
Well, yeah, we've had, actually with my daughter, we had that more when our son was born. she stopped sleeping so good. But we finally figured out how to do it, and it's been great. They sleep very good. They're sweet kids. We love them. We're pumped about it. I love having kids. Now I'm trying to push it on other people. I'm like, people I know that don't have kids, I'm like, you got to do it. Because I'm in my 40s. I never thought I would have kids, and now I have two. I was like against it. I like kids, but I was against having kids. And then I had a couple, and I'm like, what was I thinking? I was like, this is beautiful.
What's your guys' TV show?
Well, we try to not watch TV, but I go to YouTube, and we'll watch a little Peppa Pig. I'm anti-Coco Melon.
Okay.
I feel like my daughter really zones out when Coco Melon is on, and I'm like, I don't know why she's doing that, but I don't like it.
We're a big Sesame Street family in Bluey.
I like Sesame Street. She will watch a little bit of that, and I like Bluey. She's not into Bluey, though. I feel like she's not quite there yet, age-wise.
Yeah.
I like those shows. I want her to watch, and that's why I like Peppa Pig. There's a little bit of a story, and I want her to be able to follow a story. I love a good story. I love telling them. I love hearing them. And so I want her to be into that.
Dusty Slay on the line with me right now. New special out on Netflix. Workin Man. Dusty, do the kids become part of the show at any point, or are you keeping them on it or off it?
Well, they're not part of it yet. I
don't mean pulling, the curtains rope or anything, but
no. I mean, they're not into it yet. I mean, this is part of the thing for me. It's like when I'm writing jokes about, like, somebody will sometimes be like, "Hey, write a joke about me," and then you write the joke, and they're like, "Oh no, not that. Don't write not a joke like that." People always think that the joke you write about them is going to make them sound cool, but it usually never does. So, I don't want to write jokes and be making fun of my kids. I see comics doing it, and they have some very funny stuff, but I just always think, well, one day your kid's going to be old enough to see that and be like, you were saying that stuff about me in front of thousands of people, and I don't want to do that to my kids. So I'm just going to, milk the material. Like, I have so much stuff that happened to me. I'm 40, and so much things that have happened to me in this first 40 years of my life that I feel like it would take a long time to run out of material. So I'm just going to keep milking those things, and then mix with observations that I'm seeing out here every day.
What's your favorite thing to talk about on stage? Like, when you're telling these stories, when you're doing these shows, what's the favorite thing to talk about?
Well, I mean, one of my favorite things to talk about is how much of an alcoholic I used to be. It's so fun to me because I haven't drank in 12 years, so I'm so far removed from that thinking about that time, it's almost like I'm making jokes about somebody else.
Oh, wow.
And it feels good. And I like to make jokes about cigarettes, but you know what? I also like to make jokes about hotels. I've had to consciously try to stop making hotel jokes because I love doing it. I'm just in hotels so much, and I'm always making fun of the hotel. I've done 2 Tonight shows where I have hotel jokes on it, and I have to stop doing it. But I'm always thinking about something in the hotel that's funny to me.
Could you do a whole show about hotels? That could be interesting.
I think I could if the audience didn't get sick of it. I've done my Netflix half hour. I probably have 5 or 6 minutes of hotel jokes.
Oh, wow.
I just did my new Netflix special. I mean, those jokes are mainly about weed, but I'm still talking about weed in a hotel. And then the Tonight Show I just did, I have hotel jokes. So it's hard to keep me away from them,
No, well, hey, if you do them well, you do them well. That's the way it goes. Dusty Slay.
It's like I have a hotel joke addiction.
You replace the alcohol with hotel jokes.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Can you imagine going to a meeting about that?
Yeah, that would be something, huh? Like a meeting that you had to travel to, and you're like, I'm in a hotel right now.
Dusty Slay on the line with me. New Netflix special out, Workin Man. What else you got going on, Dusty? Well, what's 2024 looking like for you?
Well, 2024 started off hot. I did Netflix special came out on Tuesday, and then I did the Tonight Show on Friday. I assume it's all downhill from here. I don't know how it gets better. But yeah, I'll be getting into some stuff. I've written a whole new hour of comedy.
Uh-huh.
And I did it. I did an hour of comedy on Saturday without any hotel jokes. So I was very proud of myself. And so I got a whole new hour, so I'm very excited about it. I'm just going to be touring around doing that. And, you know, whatever comes, comes. I never know what's around the corner, but things keep happening. Feels good. I don't want to get too famous, so I may cut it off at some point. But right now I'm just doing comedy.
I want to be like radio level famous. That's it.
I mean, my goal, yeah, well, I'm with you. My goal is just to be able to sell out comedy shows.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I want to sell out my shows, but still be able to go to the grocery store. That's all I want.
Maybe once in a while be recognized.
Well, I do get recognized in the grocery store, and I don't mind it, you know, but I don't want ever to get to the place where everybody knows me. You know,
don't want to be Travis Kelce right now.
No, I mean, I'd take, you know, those paychecks he's getting. I mean, but I don't know. I think even that much money comes with a lot of problems. I like a little money to come in. I used to play this video game called The Sims. You ever played that game?
Yeah.
And The Sims is real fun. And then I got a cheat code where I could get unlimited money.
Yeah.
And then when I got unlimited money, I did everything you could do, and I got real bored. So I started figuring out ways to kill my Sims. So I think that's what happens. You get too much money, you get bored, and you do wild stuff.
Yeah, you're not my brother told me that same story.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I learned a lot from The Sims, how I would be with too much money.
My brother built this big house, and he goes, what I would do, and he'd go, man, this is so sick. I can't believe I'm doing it. But he'd invite his neighbors over, put them in a room, and then delete the door so they couldn't get out.
And then you speed it up, and you watch them, and they eventually die. I mean, how sick is that?
I don't know. Well,
but that's what happens when you have too much money. You start wanting to kill people.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. It's kind of like where do you go from murdering people because you're too rich?
Yeah. Well, we're having a good time here, you know?
There
we're
you
just
go.
Out here having a good time.
Dusty Slay, new Netflix special out, Workin Man. Also, DustySlay.com for all the tour dates and everything else you're doing. Hey, Dusty, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, and best of luck this year, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.